Hey there, this is Don, the handheld addict. So I got this case just before Christmas, the Spigen Neo Hybrid EX for Nexus 6B, and it doesn't seem like there's any reviews for it on YouTube yet. So I thought, well, I better just do a review and let people know how I like it and the features of it. So basically, it's a two-part case, and you've got this soft TPU, clear TPU, and then this harder polycarbonate outer rim. So now this part here is very smooth, but it still adds quite a bit of grip. This part inside, it's kind of tacky. Like, it's not quite sticky, but it's definitely grippy and tacky. And you can kind of see, well, you probably can't see it on camera, but there are tiny little dots in here, and I know some people are, kind of don't like the dots, but it's to prevent this kind of thing where the phone, this kind of look, like what they call the wet look, where the phone sticks to the back of the TPU, clear TPU. And I don't notice it. Like, I mean, I notice it only if I really look close up, like along the camera module area, but it's not a big deal to me. Like, it's not an issue. It's got really nice fit and finish, which I'll show once I put the case on there. And so basically, you just slip that in there like that. My beautiful Frost Huawei Nexus 6P. I just usually start with the button area first. Once I get that in, I feel a lot better. Just go around the sides here. And then so once you get this part on, it's not super loose. It's not super grippy, but it's tight. It's not gonna, doesn't feel like it's gonna fall out or anything. But that's only the first half. So actually, I'm gonna just talk a little bit about this rim here. You can see that there's these buttons, and on the back side of that, like, they just extend the regular buttons. So on the back side of that, there's this hard plastic insets, and that's how it goes. And the button response is pretty good. I find it's quite good. Okay, so putting this on. Now, I had a previous version of this kind of case from Spigen for my Nexus 5, and I really liked it a lot. But this part here, the rim part, is very difficult to put on and especially take off. And what they've done this time is that they've made it a little bit more tall. They put up a little bit more clearance, like a little bit more tolerance around it. So some people complain that right along the button area, it's a little bit loose. You can kind of see, right? And some people complain that there's just a little bit of a hump. And I don't know whether you can sort of see that. Sometimes I see that, but it's not a huge deal for me. Like, I mean, I don't feel like it's going to come off easily. However, sometimes when I hold it, like sometimes I hold the device and I'm holding by this area, it definitely does feel this give, right? Like it's a little bit loose-ish, but overall it's quite snug. So yeah, we've got, of course, our cutouts. Now, got a USB. There's tons of clearance here. Like, I mean, I don't have any problems fitting in. So I've got this is my USB cable, and plug that in. And you can kind of see that, just focus that, okay. Yeah, you can see there's tons of clearance there. No problem, right? Okay. And along this side, you've got the buttons, and you've got a Spigen branding, which I really like actually. It's tasteful. Like it's not in the way. So I don't mind actually when case makers do that. They put a little bit of tasteful branding. And Spigen's pretty good about that. You know, they put a little bit in the corner or whatever. And so, of course, up top we've got the headphone jack. And what I find kind of annoying about case reviewers on YouTube nowadays, they don't actually plug a headphone into those headphone jacks. They just say, "Well, there's lots of clearance," and there definitely is. Like you can see that it's oval shape there. You know. Now these headphones are my like skull candy, and these are my go-to wired headphones. And they have a very thin plug, so I don't really ever have problems with plugging these into anything really. Honestly, like anything with a case on it, they will go in, and you can see there's quite a bit of clearance, right? Yeah. So yeah, like it's pretty good. However, I also use an older set of headphones, and older headphones have larger headphone jacks generally. So okay, let me just focus this. Yeah, okay. And this one, this headphone actually has lots of problems with, like, I can hardly ever put it in any of my other cases, and I have no problem with this one. So I'm really glad that the Spigen has done that. Like they've gotten a little bit extra clearance for people who still rock the headphones. I mean, honestly, I use Bluetooth headphones mostly, but I like to sometimes you just like to go wired. It's so simple. You just plug it in, and there you go. You're good to go. Now, the button response on with this case is quite good. Like, I find that the Nexus 6P buttons are actually a little bit too easy to press, and this actually preserves that. Like, it's so easy that it's still a little bit too easy to press. But and also I really miss the textured feel. I love the textured feel of the power button, and I wish they'd kind of gone with that. But instead, they're all you know just these three smooth buttons, which kind of difficult to differentiate. I wish they had kind of made that one big button. Now, yeah, so the button response is very good. I find it's pretty good. Like I have no problems, no real issues. And of course, a lot of people are concerned about screenshots. Me too. And screenshots are really easy because the button response is good. But I use two hands to do screenshots. Right? So that's no issue from me. Um, if you do one-handed, I guess, but I mean, it's such a big device that I don't really do one-handed screenshots. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not good at doing one-handed screenshots. But yeah, so the button response is very good, and the cutouts are pretty good, and the fingerprint reader, I really like that it's very tight to it. Like it doesn't, there's not a lot of extra around. I don't like the extra, and it's also tapered. You can see that the plastic is tapered in, so it makes it a very comfortable, very easy thing to do. Just put your finger on there, and you know. And along here, of course, this is covered, and it leaves some room for the laser autofocus, of course. But another nice little touch is that there's a little bit of a lip around here. And I guess even though this is covered, it's still just a little bit of lip and just a little bit extra sort of lay down protection. And so I really like that. Like it's just indicative of Spigen's sort of small touches that kind of make them a standout case maker. And even along here, it's like so uh, how it fits in there. It's like it just feels like one sort of chamfer, like just one continuous taper. Like you don't feel the difference between where the TPU is and meets the polycarbonate. It's just very nice. However, now one big issue that I want to talk about when I first got this case. Normally, the cases I get, they have these rubber along the sides, and so they're grippy. Like when I hold it like this, like hold it by the edges, it's got a good grip. This is the exact opposite because it's like this beautiful metal rim, it's slippery. It's super super slippery. Like when I first put it on, it was just like wow, it's super slippery. But this part is grippy. So it was the exact opposite. Usually, like with clear cases, like this part is more slippery, and then but then the sides are kind of grippy, and this is kind of the exact opposite. So that's one criticism I have with that is that the edges are kind of slippery, but I got used to it. It's like I was a little worried at first, but I think over time, my finger oils or whatever, it just kind of it's okay, you know. And it's just a really nice case. Yeah, like I really like it. Like it's pretty good. I don't know if it's my favorite case yet, but it's definitely up there, and it's my and I've kept it on my Nexus 6P for a long time. So, anyways, hopefully this will be helpful to you if you are interested in Nexus 6P case or this particular case and just wanted more information. So, thanks for watching.